Ariana Grande's most popular Christmas song may be Santa Tell Me, but she actually has roughly an album's worth of holiday music that's equally deserving of attention. Her first Christmas EP, Christmas Kisses, was released in December 2013, just a few months after her debut album, Yours Truly. Starting in mid-November of that year, Ari released one song from the EP a week, starting with her cover of Wham's Last Christmas. I won't lie, even though I like that song, I am a little tired of it considering just how many covers of it there's been, but I actually really like Ariana's. It's more R&B leaning, with production that wouldn't sound out of place on her first album. Her vocals are obviously gorgeous, and she sells the drama of the song really well. If I'm listening to any version of Last Christmas, it'll probably be this one. But then again, I'm biased because Ari is my third favorite artist of all time, so I guess I would naturally pick this over any others. The next song she released was Love Is Everything, a super underrated original track. I'll always prefer original Christmas music over covers, just because I get tired of hearing the same songs over and over, and Love Is Everything is definitely one of my favorites. It's more of a bubblegum pop track, almost reminiscent of her debut, but not actually debut single Put Your Hearts Up. It's definitely not as corny as that song, but it's still an uplifting and bright track, and the drum that plays throughout it is a nice touch. The next song, Snow in California, is a cute girl, but not really one that I revisit a lot. The whole trope of wishing for snow in typically hot areas is one that's been done to death, and while I like her take on it, it doesn't stick out to me in a big way. It's Know When the Snow Comes Down in Tinseltown by Hilary Duff, that's all I'll say. The next song was a cover of Santa Baby, with her Victorious co-star Liz Gillies, and it's appropriately horny enough as any version of the song should be. I like the bouncy production in this one. There's a sense of low-key playfulness to it, and Ari's breathy vocal delivery, especially towards the end, sounds very sexy. These four songs made up the original 2013 release of Christmas Kisses, but in December 2014, it was reissued exclusively in Japan and included the modern-day holiday classic, Santa Tell Me, which was released in November 2014. Santa Tell Me definitely is her best Christmas song. It's extremely catchy, the lyrics are adorable, and it manages to blend the traditional holiday sound with contemporary production. The song originally peaked at number 42 on the Hot 100 back in 2014, but has seen a resurgence in recent years, re-entering the chart every year since 2020, and reaching a new peak of number 12 in 2022. And not to sound like a know-it-all, but the second I heard the song when it first released, I literally knew it would become a modern Christmas classic. I manifested this, okay? Granted, I was also obsessed with her in 2014 and wouldn't shut up about her after My Everything came out, so again, maybe I was a little biased. Christmas Kisses is a truly underrated EP. Outside of Santa Tell Me, the other songs don't really get much love nowadays, and yeah, I don't think any of them are as good as Santa Tell Me, but still, it would be cool to see them get more attention, especially Love Is Everything. That song slaps. Maybe Christmas Kisses didn't receive that much attention since she released it really early in her singing career, before she was the megastar she is today. Although I will say, I do think it's smart for new artists to release Christmas music early on, since it all but guarantees more exposure for them during the holiday season, and will presumably provide them with extra royalty checks every December for their Christmas shopping. Mariah Carey was definitely the blueprint for this, as she released her Christmas album at an early point in her career, which was seen as a strange move at the time, since it was traditionally more established artists who did Christmas albums. I'd say her decision paid off fairly well, and artists from Taylor Swift, Hilary Duff, and Christina Aguilera followed in Mariah's footsteps by releasing Christmas music early in their careers too. Ariana was smart to drop holiday music this early on, and clearly she must have enjoyed doing it, since she released another Christmas EP in December 2015, titled Christmas and Chill. A much more intimate record, Christmas and Chill is basically the more mature and way hornier version of Christmas Kisses. It's made up of just 6 songs, each under 3 minutes in length, and has a mostly trap and R&B sound. It's actually closer to the type of music she'd start making with her 2018 album Sweetener, since that album had similar trap production. The song With It This Christmas is one of my favorites. Not only is it a great track to chill out to, but the lyrics are so on the nose that it's hilarious. We don't need no presents, we don't need the kitchen, we don't need them recipes. You know I'm tasty like a candy cane or gingerbread, I'm made with love. Are you down for some of these milk and cookies? Down for loving You'll Be My Drummer Boy, and I'm the only drum that you're gonna play? Someone is going on the naughty list. The next song, December, is another one of my favorites. once again being a low-key, catchy trap song, with Ariana singing about how she's your present, and that she'll do whatever's on your list. I told y'all, this EP is horny. The song Not Just on Christmas is a lot less sexual, being a gorgeous ballad with some of the prettiest vocals on the album. It reminds me of songs like Moonlight from Dangerous Woman, or the intro and Cadillac song from My Everything, since they're all similarly pretty tracks that really show off her angelic voice. Meanwhile, True Love is a spin on the 12 Days of Christmas, with Ari singing about her man and the commitment they made to love each other forever. She was dating Ricky Alvarez at the time, so the song may have been inspired by him. It also makes references to her other song Tattooed Heart, and the then unreleased track Moonlight, which was the original title track for her third album before it was changed to Dangerous Woman. The EP ends on a folksy acoustic track called Winter Things. It's cute, but definitely my least favorite. It's similar in concept to Snow in California, since it's also about Christmas time in a hot place, but this time instead of wishing for snow, she just goes along with the weather and says she's gonna pretend to be at the North Pole with her man instead. It's not a bad song at all, but I'm not really an acoustic ukulele track kinda girly, so this is the one I listen to the least, but again, it is really cute. Christmas and Chill was a pretty low-key release, and didn't have any singles, so it was mainly her core fanbase that knew about it when it first dropped, though over time it has received somewhat of a cult following, and for good reason. While Christmas Kisses was the type of music you could throw on in the background of a holiday party, Christmas and Chill is the type of record you listen to alone or with your partner while you're bundled up inside by the fireplace and watching the snow come down. It's an intimate record, one that makes you feel sexy and cozy at the same time, and I think that's why it struck a nerve with people who listen to it. It's not your typical Christmas music, and definitely not one you should play at the family get-together, but instead, it's an easygoing and chill record that provides a nice escape from the normally hectic holiday season. Even Ariana herself called it her favorite body of work in 2019, and I could see why. It was a glimpse into the R&B and trap sound she really wanted her music to have, at a time when her singles were more strictly pop-leaning. And I think the fact that she got to play around with that sound when she was still being pushed as a pop diva must have felt freeing to her. The EP was reissued on CD in Japan in 2016, with the remix version of her song Into You featuring Mac Miller. It was again reissued worldwide on vinyl in 2019, prompting even more people to get into it. The reissues also included Santa Tell Me as a bonus track, though it was a slightly different version with an interesting lyric change. In the bridge, instead of saying, "Oh, I wanna have him beside me" on the 25th by the fireplace, she says, "Oh, I wanna let him unwrap me, get on top of him by that fireplace." Now that is my kind of Christmas. This version of the song became somewhat infamous among Ariana fans, but still pretty much unknown to people who didn't have the physically reissued EPs. However, in December 2023, Ariana released this version of the song, now dubbed the Naughty version, to streaming and digital stores. This was legit surprising to me. I thought this version was gonna stay a secret forever, but instead we got a nice early Christmas present. A nice, early, horny Christmas present. Overall, even though it's a pretty brief selection, Ariana Grande's Christmas music is fantastic. It manages to marry her sound and artistry with the traditional Christmas jolliness. It's interesting to look back on both these EPs, since they kind of represent the two phases of her career, with Christmas Kisses being more indicative of her earlier, more bubbly, pop-leaning music, and Christmas and Chill being a precursor to the heavier trap and R&B style she started to take on with Sweetener. If you're looking for some good Christmas tunes, give these two a listen. But again, maybe don't play Christmas and Chill with any relatives around. Your Aunt Susan probably doesn't want to hear about Ariana's Christmas festivities.